Anglo-Chinese school independent.
There are 7 people here today from the same school. So what makes you think you are so big to get the President's Award?
Well, all 7 of us, but the truth of the matter is that we're highly accomplished. I mean, that's a fact.
So you're saying you're more highly accomplished than the rest of the 4 people?
Well, I mean, that ultimately is for you all to decide. I think the interesting thing about these 7 applicants is that we're all good in our different areas. And in that sense, I guess that makes us all fighting on a somewhat equal ground. Well, I mean, I'm not really sure how to answer this question.
Okay, to put it another way,
Yeah, that'd be great.
Why do you think you should get this award?
Well, like I mentioned earlier, I've gone through a lot in the BB. I've been in the company for, I think, well, this is my 9th year. Yeah, I joined it in primary 4. I've gone through the full program, and I've learned a lot. And well, the way I see the President's Award is as a sort of recognition to boys, to acknowledge the work they've done in the BB, and to acknowledge the fact that these boys exemplify everything that the program has sought to achieve.
So what's the aim of the Primus program?
Well, the aim of the Primus program, from the way I see it, from my perspective, from what I know, is to round off a boy's experience in the BB. It's at the final stage in the BB program. It allows boys much greater exposure to the workings of a company, a much larger exposure to the world of VV in that sense. In my time in the Primus, I've been allowed many opportunities to plan programs, to look at things through perhaps even an officer's perspective, and to deal with boys from all throughout the company. Yeah.
So do you think girls are disadvantaged?
That's a very interesting question. Question has come up at various points of time. I think, let me think about this for a while. For the girls, well, for the early stages, at least of the Primus program, they might find it a bit hard to fit in, a bit hard to adjust, because in a sense they're entering quite a significantly different world, I guess, from what they may have seen before. Even with our interactions with several girls in our company, in our Primus company, a lot of them have expressed that a certain level of difficulty in adjusting and fitting in during the early stages. They find themselves at a loss as to how to behave when the rest of the company is doing drill. They find it a bit hard to adjust to the fact that they have to participate in parades, and yeah, the entire UIO kind of concept is a bit new to them, and that posed initial a certain level of discomfort at the start. But I guess the Primus program is very unique and it's very special in a sense that it's able to well, it's very accepting. It's very accepting, and everyone gets to take away something from it. Like a lot of the girls which left the company together with us a few weeks back was our RD parade. A lot of them, when they left, they felt this sense of sadness because they actually, by the end of the program, they actually felt that they belonged in the company. They took away a lot of stuff. They took away a lot of, well, on top of the management skills and the planning things. I guess we grew together as a quad. We grew together in Christ, and we learned a lot of life skills in that sense. Yeah, I'm not sure if that answers your question.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Policy vice chair.
Yes.
Never thought of it in my life. What the heck do you do?
Well, I think it's extremely critical that when when an organization does programs, when it does things, right, that the policies and the rationales behind each and every one of these things be examined, be carefully examined, carefully reviewed. That is, in a sense, I mean, my job in the company, my job in the Primus program is to actually review the things which the company is doing, to look behind the rationale, the reason why we do certain things, and to evaluate their successes. I have.
Is there an example?
Sorry?
Is there an example of a thing you do?
Okay. At the very start of my term as a policies chair, we actually undertook a very extensive review of the different things we did, down to, let's say, the awards. Well, I'll just talk about the awards. Okay. I think the awards program is something we take for granted very often. As we always take it for granted that there'll be drill, there'll be CE, there'll be first aid, there'll be all this stuff like that. We always design programs to fulfill the requirements and everything. But I think at the start of our program, we realized that it's very important to actually examine the current steps which we take to fulfill, to the current awards program. At the start of our term, we actually looked into these. We examined the rationale for our activities. We evaluated its successes based on our rationale. As in, we examined how well we're fulfilling these aims. We looked at some possible pitfalls, and we came up with solutions to them. In other words, at the start of our at the start of my term, I was actually involved very heavily in the refining and the sharpening of the programs which we did.
I see you, there's something online.
Yes.
You wrote something like attendance policy.
Uh-huh.
What's this all about?
Okay. You see, when we were in Sec 1 to 4, we had this system whereby when a boy is unable to make a parade, he draws an excuse form, gets it signed by his parents, gets supporting evidence from his coaches and things like that if he's taking leave for training. However, when we entered the Primus program, we assumed, well, that we'll be a lot more responsible at that stage. And the reason why we had the excuse form system is because it's to ensure that boys do not just take leave when they don't feel like coming and things like that, where they actually, but for the Primus program, we figured that, look, we are 17 and 18 years old and things like that already. We can be trusted to be responsible members of the company. And in that sense, we moved into, as we proposed a system whereby if someone is unable to come for a parade, he just needs to send in like an